doing a percent composition of a particular atom. Okay, let's look at our first problem. First problem says arrange the following in order of increasing percent of sulfur. Okay, first, whenever we're doing percent composition, the first thing that we have to remember is that percent composition is going to equal to part over whole. So we have percent of A is going to equal to A over AB times 100. So percent composition is equal to part over whole times 100. So in this particular problem, what we want to do is find out, we want to arrange these compounds in order of increasing sulfur. So let's find out how much sulfur we have in each compound. So the first one we have is calcium, and what we want to do is calcium sulfate. What we want to do is find out what the molecular weight, the total molecular weight or formula weight of calcium sulfate is. So the way that we do this, we say that Ca is equal to 40.08 times 1 atom of calcium, which gives me 40.08. I have sulfur is equal to 32.06 times 1 atom of sulfur, which is going to equal to 32.06. Then I have my oxygen. Oxygen is equal to 15.99 times 4 atoms of oxygen, which is equal to 63.96. I add all this up, I get 136.1 grams per mole. Now, if you're wondering where these numbers come from, this 40.8, this 32.6, and this 15.99, these are numbers that I look up on the periodic table. I get the atomic weights of the atom from the periodic table. So I know for this particular substance that the entire thing is going to be equal to 136, and I now know what the percent sulfur is I have over here. So my percent sulfur would be equal to 32.06 divided by 136.1 times 100, and in this instance the percent sulfur for calcium sulfate would be 23.55%. So let's look at the next one. So for calcium sulfate, we know that it was percent sulfur is 30 percent sulfur is 23.55%. So let's look at SO2. In SO2, we got the same thing. We have our sulfur. Sulfur is equal to 32.01, 32.06 times 1 atom of sulfur. 1 comes from SO2, which gives me 32.06. For my oxygen atoms, I have a total of 15.99 times 2 atoms of oxygen, which gives me 31.98. I add the two together, I get a total of 64.04 grams per mole of sulfur dioxide, and my percent sulfur would be equal to 32.06 over 64.04 times 100, which, and I do the calculations, it's roughly about 50%. Okay, if we look at the next one, which was C, which was H2S. For H2S, we're going to have the same thing. Hydrogen is equal to molecular weight for hydrogen is 1.008 times 2, which is going to give me 2.016. Sulfur is equal to 32.06 times 1, which is equal to 32.06. I add this up, it gives me a total of 34.08. If I then do my percent sulfur is going to give me 32.06 over 34.08 times 100, which means percentage-wise and hydrogen sulfide, I'm going to have 94.07% sulfur. Okay, let's alright, we gotta do the next one. I need to add one more slide here. Let's look at the next one. Alright, we did 94.07% for sulfur, but now I need to do it for D. Command P. D is equal to Na2SO3. I want to know the percent sulfur that I have in this. So again, I go Na is equal to 22.99 times 2 atoms, which is equal to 45.98. Have sulfur is equal to 32.06 times 1 atom, which is equal to 32.06. Then for my oxygen, I have 15.99 times 3 atoms of oxygen, which gives me a total of 15.99 times 3 equals, that's a total of 47.97. Okay, I take this and add all three plus 32.06 plus 45.98 gives me a total of 126.01. And if I want to get my sulfur, my percent sulfur, I will have 32.06 over 126.01 times 100. This would give me 32.06 divided by 126.01 equals, this would give me 25.44%. 44%. So for in our problem, we were asked to arrange the percent sulfur from increasing percent, from the smallest to the lowest. So in calcium sulfate, CaSO4, percent sulfur was equal to 23.55%. This is the first one. And sodium sulfate, percent sulfur was 25.44%. And SO2, the percent sulfur was 50.06%. And in H2S, the percent sulfur was 94.07%. Okay, so we have arranged them in order of increasing percent. The first one is calcium sulfate. The second one is sodium sulfate, sodium sulfur dioxide.